Hey guys, welcome to today's power-based session. So today is going to be all about generating and developing maximal power. Okay, we're going to be doing this with the lower body and with the upper body, and pretty much all you need is your body weight. If you do have something to throw around, I'm going to be using a dead ball here, but you could use anything with a little bit of weight, okay, depending on your strength level, something between a couple of kilos up to around about this 10 kilos. Other than that, you just need a little bit of space, guys, and really good intention today. So first of all, it's important to understand what power is. Power is just generating force in a given instant. So generally, the stronger you are, then the more force you have available to be able to use in that given instant. So to get us ready for today's session, we're going to really focus on warming up around the knees, around the ankles, and warming up our nervous system so we're fired up and ready to go. In terms of how often I suggest you do this session, this is a session that you could do anything between 1 to about 3 times per week. Depending on where you are with your training, depending on what else you're doing with your training, depending on what your goals are. So to start off with, guys, we're going to go through a little bit of a series of some different movements to get us ready. So we're going to start off with what's called a Patrick step out. So this is made famous by a guy called Ben Patrick, the knees over toe guy, and it's all about loading up that patella, loading up the VMO, to get us ready, okay, for jumping, for deceleration and acceleration. So first level is just off the ground. If you want to make it a little bit harder and load up that knee a little bit more, you can be standing on a weight plate or on a book or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this one. Just going to get this clock running so we can do it together. So all I'm doing here, and we're going to do this together now, is stepping out, keeping one leg straight and the other hip extended. Get it ready and let's go. So I'm reaching out in front of me, coming back. Just touching the heel to the ground. So with this, I'm just loading up this patella, this VMO, making sure the hip's extended, that I'm not back here. Okay, so to make this harder, I'm just standing on a weight plate or a book, so I have a bigger range of movement. Make sure this knee isn't rolling in when you're doing it. So you've got a nice tripod foot. The big toe, the little toe, and the heel are all connected with the ground really nicely. Good. From there, I'm going to swap sides, so 45 seconds on the other side. Notice if you have any difference from side to side in terms of your stability at the hip and at the knee. In terms of footwear for this session, I would suggest some sort of shoe. Okay, just because there is going to be a lot of force going down through your body. I just have barefoot shoes on. I'm used to running in them, so I'm used to high forces in them. Good. Another 10 seconds, guys. Get the hip through. And time. Well done. Second one we're going to go into is your ATG split squat or knees over toe lunge. So with this one, you can elevate the front foot if you're tight in the ankle. Okay, so just up on anything from an inch up to 6 inches or so. I'm going to do it flat on the ground. We're going to do this one together and I'll talk you through it as we go. Getting ready and let's go. So I'm driving this knee as far forward as I can. I'm stretching out that back leg, so I'm feeling a stretch on that back hip, and then I'm coming up. So I'm thinking about driving forward, stretching back, and being nice and tall through my upper body. So I'm getting a stretch through that back hip, I'm loading up the front Achilles and calf, and I'm getting a good warm up on this front quad as well. Good, a few more reps guys. Driving forward, driving forward. It's okay for the front heel to come up a little bit on this. Good, and swapping legs. Shake it out. We've got about 5 movements or so that we're going through in prep. We're just going to go through one round. We're doing it well the first round. To make this a little bit easier, you can hold on to something to give you support coming up. Couple more reps. Good. Well done, guys. Next one we're going to do is called a tibialis raise. So tibialis anterior is the muscle that opposes our calf, and it's really important for deceleration, which is what we're going to be using a lot of when we're catching our jumps. So for this, we just need to be up against a wall. The closer we start to the wall, the easier it's going to be. Okay, so if I want to make it harder, I'll walk those feet out further. I'll do it on this angle, you're going to be able to see better. And all I'm doing is keeping my heels planted, my knees locked out, and I'm just bringing my toes up. Driving those toes up, reaching down. Toes up, coming down. This is quite an under-trained muscle. It's been talked about and common for a long time in strength and conditioning to be looking after the calves, but we forget about the tibialis anterior. So you want to keep on going for another 20 seconds. If you can't get that range, guys, then make sure you're coming in right in close to the wall. 5 more seconds. And time. We're done. Second last one that we're going to do in prep for this, guys, is the calf raise. So now we're doing the opposing muscle, going through what's called some plantar flexion. So with the calf raise, I want you leaning into a wall. Okay, we'll just go flat foot on the ground, so we're not going to any extra depth and not going to any extra stretch on the calves. But you can make it harder by leaning into the wall more. That'll put the calf a little more on stretch, or you can go single leg. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the easiest level, getting ready, 2, 1, and let's go. Reaching nice and tall. We're going to keep the knees locked out on this one. To make that harder, moving away a little more, putting the calf a little bit more on stretch. To make that harder again, up on single leg. Just choose one variation and stick with it though. Good. Well done, guys. Last one that we're going to do in prep for this this full body power session is some jumps and just a couple of push-ups. So the jumps, we're just working on what's called a pogo jump. Okay, so pogo jump, we're relying on elasticity and so more about tendons rather than muscles themselves. So we're just going nice stiff knees, and we're just going to be jumping on the spot, or you can do it for distance. Okay, getting ready, and let's go. You can see most of the action's just coming from my ankle. Build it up as you go. Do some smaller, shorter ones, like you're skipping. So this is a very basic plyometric. You can do some side to side. You can do some rotation. Good. And then last one, guys, just do a couple of regular push-ups, whether it's off your toes or hands up on something. Go through a big range. And then a couple of arm swings. Get the juices flowing in the upper body as well. All right, we should be pretty primed, ready to go. So we're starting off with an A series of 3 movements. The first one is going to be a kneel to jump. And the second one is going to be a scissor jump. And the last one is going to be actually a dragon flag. So I'm going to run you through demos on each one, and then we'll do them together, guys. So the first one, the kneel to jump. Okay, I'm going to show you how to scale this if you need to. So we're starting on the knees. What we're trying to do is we're going to be starting back here on the ankles. You're going to be jumping up onto your feet in one movement and then doing one long jump, and that will be 1 rep. So it looks something like this. Catch. That was a bit slow and sloppy. That was my first one for the morning. So ideally, guys, that time from landing onto the feet to the jump is minimal time. To make that a little bit easier, okay, it's going to be a standing broad jump, as is. So off 2 feet, landing on 2 feet. Catch. The second movement is going to be a scissor jump, or like a, you can think of it as like a jumping lunge. So with this, you're going to start in lunge position. And from here, we're going to drive, catch, drive, catch. And then the last one is our dragon flag. Dragon flag is more for strength development. It's not about power, okay? So it's just generating a nice high amount of force through our torso, okay, using our abs predominantly. So for this one, you're going to hold on to something. So I'm holding on to a rack here in this demo, getting my hips up. Goal is to keep the feet in front of the hips for as long as you can. Controlling down, straight back up. So it's like a front lever on the way down, straight back up. To make it easier, hips come down first, lower back's hard into the floor, and then down from there. So we're going to run through this one together, guys. Our jumps are going to be sets of 5. Our split squats are going to be sets of 5, and our dragon flags are going to be sets of 5. Okay? And we're going to go through 4 sets of each. So 4 sets of 5, basically continuous, and then we've got a B series after the A. So, and remember guys, this is all about quality, not about quantity. So if you are feeling really fatigued and your power is dropping off a lot, then you're going to call the set there and move on to the next exercise. So kneel to jump plus jump. Oh, sorry, kneel to jump or just your jump to start off with. I'm going to do a bit of a combo of both. I might do 2 of these and then 3 broad jumps, just for the purpose of the video. And let's go, guys. One good rep. Two good reps, but I didn't stick that landing. If you're doing your broad jumps, it'll just look like this. Two more. Last one, make it a good one. Catch. Done. All right, we're gonna have 20 to 30 seconds rest before we go into our split lunges. Basically to let me catch my breath. So with this, okay, big high jumps, nice quick feet. 10 reps in total. Get it ready, and let's go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Last one on this series, guys, going into our dragon flags. 5 reps as well on whatever variation that you're doing. Aim for around about 5 seconds down. Very good. That's 1 set down, guys. Okay, we're going to do 4 sets. Have a little drink if you need it. So power is really important, obviously, in sport. Okay, it's not the strongest. It's not always the strongest person that wins. It's with all other things being equal, it's the person that can apply that strength. It's also important just in everyday life. One of the key factors for our gait slowing down as we're elderly, okay, is actually not the strength, but it's actually the power that we're able to be generating, okay, in terms of our walking speed, for example. So it has relevance all throughout our life. So into our second set, kneel to jump. Five good reps we need. If you're doing them at home, look at how far you're jumping, keep yourself accountable. Whoops, false start for me on that one. I'll go back to my broad jumps. In terms of your distance on your broad jumps, first goal is trying to get your height in meters. So if you're 160 centimeters, try to jump 160 centimeters. And that's measured from your toe to where your heels land. Last one. Catchy. Good. Catch your breath, guys. And then we're going into our split lunges. So we have a bilateral movement here, okay, from that one that we just did into a unilateral, which is a single leg, okay? So both have relevance, and we're covering all bases by doing them both. Starting tall, same arm, same leg forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Catch. Good, and into our dragon flags, guys. Make the dragon flags the hardest level that you can do them at. And last rep. Good. Well done, guys. Doing well. So it's 2 sets down, just 2 more sets, and then we're going to go into our upper body work, which is even more fun. So in terms of getting better power development, definitely more strength to weight ratio on things like back squat, deadlift, and any sort of barbell variety lunge will definitely help. And then if you think about that, then body composition comes into play as well. So how much lean mass versus how much fat mass are you carrying? So going back to our kneeling, once again, I'll do a couple here and then a couple of broad jumps. Big breath, jump, catch. Once again, it's a little bit slow for my liking from that kneel to that jump. I'll do one more, see if it'll be a little bit quicker. It's better. And then I'm going to do 3 broad jumps. Big breath, throw, catch. So with our catches, we want to be sticking that landing and not crumbling over. That's where your eccentric strength comes in. The ability to absorb that impact. Whereas your concentric strength, which is when we're coming up out of a squat, up from the floor on a deadlift, is what gives us the actual jump, the distance. Okay, and those tibs, those tibialis anteriors, they are the things that stop and help that, help us catch that movement, that jump. So 5 reps, guys. Second last set of our split squats. Straight into it once you've caught your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So with that one, we want to be ideally getting around about 90 degrees-ish on here, or just short of. Okay, we're trying to generate as much power as we can, not necessarily riding it down to full depth. Second last set on dragon flags, guys. Doing really well. If you're close to doing a full dragon flag, not quite there, you can do a straddle, which is going to decrease your lever. There we go. Doing well, guys. So 3 down, just 1 set to go. If you haven't done much power stuff before, 3 sets might be enough for you. Okay, so if you're feeling fatigued, if you're feeling like your power is dropping off a lot, either have a little bit of a bigger rest break between sets and exercises, or leave it at the 3 sets that we've just done. I'm going to go and do my 4th set now. I'm just going to do all broad jumps. One. 2. 3. 4. 1 more. Keep yourself accountable to the distance. Well done. All right, last set of our splits, squats, our jumps. Nice quick feet, nice fast arms. Get it ready. Last set of dragon flags. Then we're going to go into upper body stuff, guys. Make them as hard as you can for you on this last set. Trying to get those feet in front of the hips as much as you can. Boom. There we have it. Okay, lower body and trunk done. We've put our best foot forward to develop some more power in that region. And now we're going to move on to the upper body. So for the upper body, like I said, ideally you have something that you can throw. Okay, I'm going to be using a dead ball. You could use a sandbag. You could use a weight even, if you've got a dumbbell would be fine, maybe out in the grass. Anything between like 3 to 10 kilos. Ideally you also have a chin-up bar or something to do some type of pulling movement. So I'm going to run you through. And that's all you need on this one, guys. So we're going to go through 3 movements once again. This time we're just going to go through 3 sets. Okay, so 3 sets through. Our first one's going to be a clap push-up. With the clap push-up, we're basically just trying to generate as much speed as we can in the concentric. And with that speed, we create time to be able to do a clap, or at least try and get those hands up off the floor. We're going to be doing 5 reps of that, and then we're going to be going into 5 reps of a power chin-up, which is a similar concept, and then we're going into 5 reps of a throw. So we'll run through the push-up first. Okay, we'll actually do this one straight away together. So the main thing is that you're at a height or a difficulty level where you can generate more speed, so pushing more power, so you can either clap or get the hands up off whatever you're doing it on. So you could do hands up on a bench, or you could do hands down on the floor. The higher up we go, the easier it's going to be. So as a bit of a rough guide, I would suggest, unless you can do around about 30 push-ups off the floor, then you're probably best to elevate the hands a little bit. Okay, otherwise you're just not going to be able to generate enough power to get the result that we want. So 5 reps, let you guys set up, and then we're going 5 reps into a chin-up variation. Now we keep it generally power stuff lower reps like we have been, 5s, generally around about 6 and under, just because if we go too much, we have a big decline in power. You'll see there's a high power in the first few reps and then it drops off a fair bit. We see that when we jump on like a flex device where we can measure meters per second or power in watts. All right, so getting ready for our first set of push-ups, guys. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to do 3 clap push-ups and then just 2 power push-ups where I'm just getting my hands off the floor. Okay, main thing is always keeping everything coming up together. Getting ready, glutes on, quads on, big breath. Awesome. So you can see I did 3 of the claps and then just 2 power. Okay, so generating that amount of force that you can have that time to be able to do that with the hands. Next one is going to be a similar concept with our chin up. Okay, a little more advanced on the chin up. Couple of options with your chin up. Okay, you can either just go for extreme height. We're going to go overhand grip, and you're either going to try and get like chest to bar for 3 to 5 reps, or you're going to try and create so much time that you can actually clap above the bar. So I'm going to change this so you can see me, guys. That should be good, I think. So I'll try and get a couple of claps in, guys. We'll see how we go. Okay, so I did a couple of claps there, and 1 just hands up at the end. Last one we're going to do, guys, is this throw. So the throw we can do in multiple different ways. For the purposes of this, I'm going to do it for height, okay? So we can do it for height or we could do it for distance. Advantage of height is, main advantage is that you don't need to go and get the ball, okay, which works well when you're on camera. So when we're doing it for height, okay, we're going to go underarm, and all I'm going to do is dip and then throw it as high as I can with pretty straight arms. Let it come down and land. Don't try and catch it. And we're going to do 5 reps. The main thing is the intent to throw it as high as you can. If you're doing it for distance, what I want you to do is dip and throw it over your head as far as you can for distance. Okay? I've got good high ceilings here, should be fine. I'm using a heavy ball as well. Five reps. Getting close to the roof. 2 more reps. Take your time between reps, okay? It's all about quality, trying to get the same height each one. So a little dip and drive. There we go. So I've done 5 clap push-ups, 5 pulls, 5 throws. Have a little rest, guys. Remember, it's all about quality. So in the strength and conditioning world, when I'm trying to develop power for an athlete, it's actually not always all about like Olympic lifting, fancy plyometrics. If you did this stuff really well, you could get pretty much the same benefits as if you're able to teach that athlete snatches, power cleans, etc. Okay, it's just another tool. It's just another way to skin a cat. All right, my heart rate's come back down a little bit. I'm going to go back into my push-ups. Once again, make sure it's at your level of strength. You shouldn't be losing so much power that at the start of the set you can get claps or distance, and then by the end of the set you can't. Let's go. In between exercises, just have enough rest that you need. On this one, I'm going to demo a chest to bar pull-up. So with this, we're just trying to get explosive and trying to get basically sternum to the bar. If you don't have a chin-up bar or you're not at that level, you could also do an explosive ring row, okay? So just coming up super quick. Okay, so 5 chest to bar pull-ups done there. I'm gonna head into my throws when my heart rate's down a little bit. So the weight of the ball, like I said, doesn't really matter too much at this point, because we're already working at what's called the velocity end of the spectrum. So when we're creating power, okay, we can be working more on the force end of the spectrum, where we're lifting heavy weights slower, but with the intent to move it fast, or we can be using a lighter weight and be able to move it faster, okay? So the weight will always dictate the speed. All right, 5 good throws. Two more. Big power, come on. One more. I'm not able to get the roof, but I'm pretty consistent and probably within about 1 meter each time. So guys, doing really well. We're moving into our last sets of each now. So I've got our clap push-ups, my power pull-up, and the throw to finish. Once again, I'm just going to let the heart rate come down. I want to be able to keep exerting the same amount of force on each one. By the way, when you do this session, guys, it's going to be more effective if you haven't done anything really tiring beforehand. So it's going to be more effective doing this before you go for a big run or before you do another strength session. And ideally you do it when you're pretty switched on, so you've had a good sleep, you're in a higher state of readiness. All right, last sets, guys. Go into clap push-ups to finish, or power push-ups. Let's do this. Change the angle on this one for you. Push-ups done. Last set of our power pull-up. I'm going to show you on the rings, just in case you're on a ring or on a inverted row. You could also do off a bar. Move that one across a little bit there. I think you can see me enough there. So I'm just gonna try and come up super powerful. Okay, once again, 5 reps. With that one, ideally, you still have a little bit of control on the way back down. So up, moving it as fast as you can, and then a bit of control back down. All right, last throws, guys, to finish off this session. Like always, wait till you're recovered. Wait till you can throw that thing damn high. Two more. Come on. Last one. Last one, best one, as Martin Rooney says. There we have it, guys. About 40 minutes. Really, really good session. You're gonna be really primed after this. To be honest, I was a bit tired before I did this, but now I feel really, really switched on and ready to go. So it's a really good nervous system primer. So if you could do it even before a game, okay, on the morning of a game. If you're doing that, then what I suggest is probably just 2 sets through of everything, and that will get you primed and ready to go. Guys, let me know how you go. Shoot me any questions if you have any.